Two important TURs return on this banner, but who should you buy with your hard-earned red coins? How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We are taking a look at the brand new Dokkan Festival Dabura banners and our returning units, as we have three major returning units on this banner, one of them being a Dokkan Fest LR. And in this video, we're going to break down who we believe is probably the best use of your 400 or 500 red coins. So first off, let's get this out of the way. Number one, if during the anniversary, right, you still got a couple days left to summon, but if you did not pull the LR Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku or the Int Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Tag Goku, then you should definitely be saving up your red coins till August when they make their next return, or July rather. It should be around July timeframe, GDC timeframe. So make sure you do that. Now, if you have them or are convinced you will earn enough coins by the time they make their return, then now we can start talking about which of these units you should make your priority. So, first up, let's review the three characters. Let's start with the TUR Daima Mini Goku, making his second appearance since his first released back in November of last year. Now, this is his second appearance, but it's his first time being available for coins. After all, he was on that little mini banner they had just before anniversary, but you could not coin him. He leads Demonic Power Pure Saiyans with a sub-lead for Seekers, Time Travelers, and Bond and Parent Child. It's actually a very, very good leader skill. He does raise his attack and defense for 4 turns, and has an entrance animation that that can be activated as long as you have 5 or more superclass or another demonic power ally on the team. It gives him 150% attack and defense and launches an additional super attack and guards all attacks for 5 turns. Basic effects include Key 2 and attack and defense 250%, a chance for a critical hit, and evading enemies' attack and damage reduction rate 44%. When activating the active skill or when attacking with 12 or more key, 200% attack defense, and giving Dragon Ball Seekers and Demonic Power 40% attack and 20% defense for 2 turns. Starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, he has 300% attack and attack 200 permanently, and attack 200%, and performs a critical hit when attacking or activating the active skill when attacking with 12 or more key. And this is once only. So once only, starting from the 4th turn, he will have a permanent 300% bonus, and once only he will get an additional 200% attack when attacking, which means this can be saved if he doesn't attack, right? Like, so if you kill the boss on this turn, you should be able to carry this over. Not always easy to do, but it can be done. Now, when receiving a Ki Blast super attack, he has a great chance of nullifying and countering with tremendous power, and nullifies encounters Ki Blast super is guaranteed once only. So it's a really handy ability. His active skill massively raises attack temporarily, causes ultimate damage, and it can be activated starting from the 4th turn. So he's really designed all around using that maximum power on the 4th turn from his appearance. Really, really great for short fights, which a lot of the fights, right, during anniversary and pretty much up until now, outside of a few exceptions, are all short fights. So he is very handy here with an excellent leader skill, rivaling that of the 2 anniversary Dokkan Fests. Now, the other unit that makes their return is the LR Tech Golden Frieza and Gogeta. Once again, his second return, although the first time being able to be purchasable with coins. Now, he is a Dokkan Fest LR that leads both movie bosses and movie heroes, with additional bonuses for transformation boost, gifted warriors, and inhuman deeds. He greatly raises attack for 1 turn on his 18 key, causing make colossal damage, while greatly lowering attack and defense and raising allies' attack by 50% for 1 turn, self-excluded. And on his 12 key, greatly raises attack for 1 turn and lowers enemies' attack and defense. His basic effects while in the Golden Frieza side of things gets attack and defense 250%, receives an additional key 2 per key sphere obtained, damage reduction rate 70%. For 5 turns from his entry turn, he guards all attacks, and starting from the 6th turn, he has a 70% chance to guard all attacks. When there are 4 or more extreme class allies on the team, or another movie heroes or movie bosses ally attacking in the same turn, he gets an additional super attack. For every attack received, he gets 150% attack and transform a critical hit 10% within the turn. Whenever guard is activated, he gets a permanent defense 20% up to 100% defense. When 3 or more superclass allies are on the team, starting from the 3rd turn from his entry turn, or starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle, he will change key spheres AGL and STR to tech, randomly change Fizz or Int to rainbow key spheres, and meets up with Gogeta for a tag. And once tagged into Gogeta, Gogeta will massively raise attack and defense for 1 turn, causing Mega Claws damage, and give allies 50% defense for 1 turn on his 18 key, while greatly raising attack defense on his 12 key. He will get key 6 and 250% attack and defense, receives an additional key 1 per rainbow key sphere obtained, attacks that are effective against all types, and a high chance of evading enemies' attack. With a key sphere obtained, he will once only recover fully HP, and with 3 or more superclass allies on the team, or another movie heroes or bosses ally attacking the same turn, he will have an additional damage reduction rate of 40%. When attacking with 20 or more key, he gets attack and defense 200%, great chance for a critical hit, and when activating the active skill, or when attacking with 24 key, an additional 150% attack and performs a critical hit. For every key sphere obtained, he has a chance of evading enemies' attack 5%, attack at 10%, and all allies' defense 10% when attacking. And again, this is for every key sphere obtained, as well as for every 5 key spheres obtained, he launches an additional super attack. So this character is a very, very versatile character, right? Depending on the needs of the team that you are running, right? If you're running a primarily extreme class team, then you're going to be primarily using Golden Frieza. If you're running a primarily superclass team, then you're going to be running mostly Gogeta and stalling for his use during that 5th turn or 3rd turn when you can, or 4th turn rather, when you can exchange. Both sides have their value, right? Golden Frieza's side is great for short fights where you need your units to build up, but also needing protection with that active skill taunt. Golden Frieza has an active skill taunt that can be activated as long as there are 3 or more where is it? 4 or more extreme class allies on the team. It boosts his defense by 400%. So combine that with guard and the damage reduction he has, he becomes very powerful. You combine that with his 150% for every attack received, he can very quickly build up an offense, right? Providing some excellent quick burst damage in some of these shorter fights, provided the boss does a lot of attacks, or even just protecting the units while they get built up to deal their active skills on turns 4 and 5. On the Gogeta side of things, it's the opposite, right? You're stalling until turn 4 or 5, and then with 3 or more superclass allies on the team, right, you use his active skill, which will change the entire field to tech key spheres and bump his attack up by 544%. By doing that, not only are you increasing his offensive capability while giving him essentially guaranteed dodge, provided the boss doesn't cancel dodge, you're also buffing allies 10% per key sphere obtained, right? So with a full field of 24 or 23 orbs, right? Like that's 230% attack defense that you're giving to your allies, which can be really helpful with him sitting in slot 1, especially for some of these bigger boss supers that like to do them in slots 2 and 3, as well as boosting his own attack. So it's really dependent on the needs of your team, but he can slot into so many teams very, very well. They have such an insane roster, combining both superclass and fusion categories along with, your typical villain extreme category. So they're actually quite the versatile unit. And the last unit that makes their return, this is the first return they've made since, I think, 6th anniversary, actually. That is the Super Easy A Int UI Goku. Nothing too crazy here in terms of the passive, right? But he's infinitely raising attack and defense. He gets Key 2 and attack and defense 250%, with a 50% chance to evade enemy attack. When attacking, he gets 200% attack and chance for a critical hit. 50% with 3 or more Realm of Gods or Universal Survival Saga allies on the team. 150% attack, additional super attack, and an additional 20% chance to evade. When receiving an attack, he gets defense 150%, chance of evading an enemy's attack, and 20%. And after evading an attack, he gets defense 100%. And Superclass Allies Key 2 and Extreme Class Allies Key 1. For 3 turns from his entry turn, he gets defense 200%, and when HP is 50% or less, or all allies attacking in the same turn are Realm of Gods, Universal Survival Saga, or Turtle School, he can awaken into Mastered Ultra Instinct. Now, they really fixed his condition for transforming. It's very easy to transform him now. It's all but guaranteed. While running on basically any of his major teams. He also gets insanely powerful right now, he's still continuing his stacks of infinite stacking on his 12 key. He gets Key 3, attack defense 250%, 77% chance of evading enemy's attack, 300% attack, chance for a critical hit 77%, and disables enemy's guard for 2 turns. With 3 or more keys, Realm of Gods or Universal Survival Saga allies on the team, he gets 200% attack and defense, launches an additional super attack, and when receiving an attack, he gets defense 200%. After evading an attack, he gets defense 150%, Superclass Allies Key 2, and Extreme Allies Key 1 for 2 turns. And for 1 turn from his entry turn, he evades enemies' attacks, launches an additional super attack. And for 4 turns from his entry turn, he has an additional 10% chance to evade, as well as a Scouter effect. So they've made him insanely powerful. He essentially has multiple guaranteed dodge turns. Right? When he first appears here, assuming you're running him on the Realm of Gods team, right? You've got a 50% chance here, up to a 20%, so 70% chance here when receiving an attack, an additional 20%, so 90% right there. And granted, that is once only, but you combine that with, say, this is going to be probably on the same turn that you have your Fizz UI on the turn with him, who gives an additional dodge chance to him. He essentially has guaranteed dodge on his first appearance. Once he comes back and he transforms, he has guaranteed dodge on his transformation turn. And then after that, right, a standard 77% chance to evade, which continuing after that, right, the more turns that pass, the stronger he is defensively, where he doesn't necessarily need to begin relying always on that 77% chance to evade. So really good unit. So you've got 3 new units to choose from now, right? You have Daima Goku, Frieza, and Int UI Goku. These are probably some of the most powerful characters you can add to your roster currently with coins, but chances are you're probably only going to have enough to add one of them. The question is, who? So I'm going to go ahead and say Ultra Instinct Goku is out of the question. And the reason I say this is because he is a super easy A. And I know that sounds crazy, but if we actually open up here to the Baba shop here, let's go treasure items. And with the redstone, all right, what you'll notice is that what they've been doing over with the new redstone shop is they have been adding, right, all of since the update of the redstone shop, they have been adding, all of the super easy 8 characters to it, as well as last year's easy 8 characters. We know that there is a new redstone update coming before Golden Week, so there's a good chance he's going to be added to the roster then. And if we assume that he will be treated like previous super easy A's, he will only cost you 1 redstone for a copy. So in my opinion, for him, it's best to just wait a month or so until he shows up to until he shows up on this roster. You end up saving your coins for something better in the long run. Now, granted, if you have everything else and this was the only thing that you were missing, then I could definitely justify the coins. But otherwise, right, it might be best, right, to utilize your currency well and wait until he moves into this shop like the rest of the Super Easy A and Easy A characters. Now, so that limits us down to Diamond Goku and Golden Frieza. So if I were to pick between the two, I think Diamond Goku is going to carry you further. He's going to work a lot better on most of the anniversary teams, especially on the Diamond Super Saiyan 4 Goku team, but he also works very well on the GT Duos team as well, although this team tends to be more centered around longer events, where this team, there's a lot of characters you can build around shorter events, where he will spend, where he will be most useful. But second to that, he's also got a really good leader skill. Demonic Power is a really powerful category. So barring, some of the other characters you could have, leading both Pure Saiyans as well will allow you to run the Anniversary LRs as well as the other Demonic Power characters, such as many of the Gohan available characters. So I would say that of the two, right, costing only 400 coins, Daima Goku is your better choice. He's doing so much for the shorter events, much better than the others. Golden Frieza and Gogeta, while helpful, I do think are a little bit more limited. They're very versatile, but there's still only like a couple leader skills you can run them on. But they are very versatile within those skills, right? Depending on which side of the character you need. Second, they will probably also make as a Dokkan Fest LR. They'll make their return back in. Well, we will very likely see these guys again back during TDC towards the end of the year. So you could always wait till then for them. The thing with Daima Goku is this is his first return. He is the November LR, so he's probably only going to, or November TUR from last year, right? So we might only see him once more after this, and then it'll be kind of hard to coin him after that. Whereas Gogeta and Frieza, being an LR, they will likely reappear more often than this guy will. So with that in mind, guys, that is our video. That is my recommendation. Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku is probably your best bet out of all of the picks. If you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know who did you pick with your coins, and do you agree with our assessment here? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.